Okay, today we're going to talk about checking account registers. We use checking account registers to record all of our monetary transactions for our checking account. Any deposits, checks, ATMs, debit card purchases, additional bank fees. And we also use our checking account register to keep a running balance of what's in our account. Remember, you want to make sure you record every transaction. This is an example of what a checking account register looks like. If you, in your packet, will turn to this page, we'll go over it together. The first column, column 1, is the date column. And you can see we start on the white first line to fill that in. You can record the date however you want. The next column is the check number. You're either going to write down the check number or what sort of transaction happened. For example, you used your debit card or you took money out of the ATM. The third column is the description of the transaction. First line being who or what you wrote the check to, and the second line is more for your memo or for your budget, kind of telling you where you put your stuff. And your fourth column is your payment or your debit column, and you just write down the amount of the transaction. This is the amount that will be deducted from your balance. The fifth column is your deposit credit column. That is the amount of the transaction that you're going to add to your balance. We have our check mark column, which we will come back to later on, but we use this to track whether the check has cleared with the bank. So if mom writes you a check and you don't cash it, it's what we call not cleared or an outstanding check. There is the fee column, and remember this is used if you use another bank, you're going to be charged an ATM fee. And lastly is the balance column. In the white line, you write down what you deduct or add, and on the gray line, you write your balance. You want to make sure that you keep this updated. Okay, so that's the checking account register. Everything that I just went through is explained at the bottom of the page. The next page, September check account register, we're going to skip that for now and go ahead and flip over to the keeping track exercise 5D. We're going to do that together. Okay, so we're going to use this record of transactions to enter everything in our check register. The first one says number or code. It's Monday, opening your account with a $200 deposit. So our code is going to be deposit. And just use Monday's date, which happens to be the 9th. And under our description transaction, we're going to write open account. And I abbreviate. It is a deposit. If you want to put this up here, you can. $200. Our beginning balance was 0. And I like to record what mathematical symbol, so I say plus 200. So obviously 0 plus 200 will equal 200. Okay, cross that off the list and move on. Our next thing is automatic withdrawal to pay for personalized checks. So I'm just going to put WD for withdrawal. and it's $20. So again, in the white line on the balance column, I'm going to write how much I'm taking out, and on the gray line or the blue line, I'm going to write my balance. Okay, nothing happened on Tuesday, so we can go on to Wednesday. Wrote check 100 at Fine Foods to buy groceries for $23.11. So check number 100, and Wednesday happened to be the 11th. We wrote it to, remember the white line is the who, and the gray line is going to be the budget category. So groceries. And it was $23.11 minus $23.11. And 180 minus 23.11 is going to equal 156.89. And we can cross that off the list. Now we're going to write check 101 to buy books at Wayne's Book World for $13.50. For $13.50. Is going to equal 143.39. Cross that off the list and continue to go. On Thursday, you wrote check 102 to yourself for cash to have spending money for the weekend of $30, which you can do that, or you can also go to the ATM and withdraw. But you can go to inside and cash your check, or even through the drive-thru. Alright, Friday, automatic withdrawal for your monthly phone bill of $25.50. And they don't list like the company, so I'm just going to write phone. And that equals 87.89. Oops, I made a little typo. Get my eraser. Minus 25.50 equals 87.89. And then the last thing, Saturday, you're depositing your paycheck. 2414 paycheck. It's going to go in the deposit column, 113.76. And that equals 201.65. And if you scroll back up to the top of the page, you'll see it says, is your final balance 201.65? And it is, and we have done this correctly. And that is just one example.